Hi guys, today is the 17th of March, and as I mentioned yesterday, I'm going to do a devotional, a proverb. I'm going to try to do it every day. I can't promise anything, but that's the goal. And I'll make a playlist in my YouTube channel that is just devotionals. And that way, if you want to go through them, you can. If you miss a couple, or if you're on spring break right now and you just kind of like, oh, I didn't realize there's this many, that's fine too. If you are a student watching this, one of my students, I did put this on Google Classroom too, so people know about it, but many people may not be on there yet. They may just be enjoying spring break. And so let your friends know that we're doing this every day as an encouragement and help to each and every one of you. Okay, so I'm going to read Proverbs 17 right now, and and then I will comment on a verse or two. Okay, so here's what it says. Better is a dry morsel with quiet than a house full of feasting with strife. A servant who deals wisely will rule over a son who acts shamefully, and will share the inheritance as one of the brothers. The crucible is for silver, and the furnace is for gold, and the Lord tests hearts. An evildoer listens to wicked lips, and a liar gives ear to a mischievous tongue. Whoever mocks the poor insults his maker. He who is glad at calamity will not go unpunished. Grandchildren are the crown of the aged, and the glory of children is their fathers. Fine speech is not becoming to a fool, still less is false speech to a prince. A bribe is like a magic stone in the eyes of the one who gives it. Wherever he turns, he prospers. Whoever covers an offense seeks love, but he who repeats a matter separates close friends. A rebuke goes deeper into a man of understanding than 100 blows into a fool. An evil man seeks only rebellion, and a cruel messenger will be sent against him. Let a man meet a she-bear robbed of her cubs, rather than a fool in his folly. If anyone returns evil for good, evil will not depart from his house. Verse 14 says this, the beginning of strife is like letting out water, so quit before the quarrel breaks out. He who justifies the wicked and he who condemns the righteous are both alike an abomination to the Lord. Why should a fool have money in his hand to buy wisdom, when he has no sense? A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. One who lacks sense gives a pledge and puts up security in the presence of his neighbor. Whoever loves transgression loves strife. He who makes his door high seeks destruction. A man of crooked heart does not discover good, and one with a dishonest tongue falls into calamity. Verse 21 says, he who sires a fool gets himself sorrow, and the father of a fool has no joy. A joyful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. The wicked accepts a bribe in secret to pervert the ways of justice. The discerning sets his face toward wisdom, but the eyes of a fool are on the ends of the earth. A foolish son is a grief to his father, and bitterness to her who bore him. To impose a fine on a righteous man is not good, nor to strike the noble for their uprightness. Whoever restrains his words has knowledge, and he who has a cool spirit is a man of understanding. Even a fool, verse 28, keeps silent is considered wise. When he closes his lips, he is deemed intelligent. Just like yesterday, there's several verses in this passage. Verse 14 was actually one that talks about the idea of strife and letting quarrels out. I mentioned yesterday, I'll mention again because it's true all throughout this passage as well, that when we're in close quarters with our friends and family, when we're going to be with our family a lot right now, the way it looks, we need to be caring and compassionate, loving with them, and help out your parents by loving your brother, your sister. And it's easy sometimes to get on the nerves of those that we know the best, that we love the most, that we see the most. And so I encourage you to give them grace and to encourage them. And when someone says something, rather than take it the wrong way immediately, give them the benefit of the doubt. And you should also, just like we often expect others to give us the benefit of the doubt, but usually we're not so quick to assume that they were so kind to us. Look to be that way. Look to be helpful. Look to be kind. Look to be compassionate. And just like this passage tells us, verse 17 even, a friend loves at all times. Let's be caring, compassionate, loving with the Spirit of Christ in us that extends not just to those that we don't know very well, but even to our own families. We'll see you tomorrow.